Hello everyone, my name is Jeremiah Maangi, the founder and managing director at BC in Africa. I also happen to be the co-founder at Crypto in Africa. And today in studio we have very interesting guests, and we are going to be having a conversation on crypto in Africa. And from my right side I'm having Paco Dela India, who is a crypto enthusiast. Uh, Paco has been traveling around Africa and around actually the world talking about crypto, and we are privileged to have him here with us today. And then we have Rufus Kamau, who is a writer at Forbes. So, gentlemen, welcome. Let's get this started. So, Paco, kindly tell us more about yourself, what you do, and what this project is all about.
All right, hi, Jumbo everyone. My name is Paco. I'm from India, and what I'm doing is I'm traveling 40 countries in 400 days by just using Bitcoin. The purpose of this journey is to show there is mass adoption and to host Bitcoin meetups everywhere I go so I can teach them that Bitcoin is different from other altcoins, and to show humans are really kind through my vlogs that I take through my camera and I share it on my YouTube channel. Because everybody doesn't know that there is Bitcoin adoption. People still think it's a scam.
Yeah, sure. Actually, talking of Bitcoin adoption and people thinking that it's a scam, many people have been losing money from several years back the line. People have been losing money. They have been getting scammed online, and this is something that we will be talking about within the conversation on how we can change the narrative in people's minds about crypto and Bitcoin, to be specific. So also we have another guest, as I mentioned earlier, Rufus. I will let him to also introduce himself, and then we will move forward with the conversation.
Hello, my name is Rufus Kamau. I'm a research and markets analyst, and also I write. So to correct you, I am a contributor at Forbes.com. I write about blockchain projects and with key focus on the impact they have on the community and also to Africa and the entire world.
Awesome. Thank you for that correction as well. So, so many people are still asking themselves, what is Bitcoin? I know quite a number of people who do not know what this means. So I think that will be the first point that we will tackle today. Kindly tell us what is Bitcoin and what is crypto? There is somebody out there who doesn't know what crypto is, but they are interested in knowing. So you can tell us what crypto is, and you also explain the difference between crypto, Bitcoin, and blockchain.
Wow, that's a lot of explanation. You gonna explain Bitcoin?
Okay, let me explain. When it comes to Bitcoin is the very fast cryptocurrency. So if you talk about crypto, there are so many cryptocurrencies, but all of them they literally copy from Bitcoin. So they borrow the technology from Bitcoin, and then they implement other ideas to achieve other goals. So for Bitcoin, it has one main purpose: to be a currency, global currency that is basically permissionless. So for you to send and receive cash, then you don't need any permission. You just need a mobile phone, wallet, or even a laptop. Any internet connected device can hold Bitcoin. You can send and receive Bitcoin. So the same thing. Another key distinguishing factor of Bitcoin is that it is fully distributed. It's not owned by anyone. So there's no single entity that will be distributing Bitcoin. Bitcoin is owned by the community. It's owned by the people. So when you buy Bitcoin, you're buying from the people. When you sell Bitcoin, you're selling to the people. And being distributed, it means that there are so many people that own the copy of the Bitcoin ledger around the world. So there's no single point of weakness where, let's say, somebody can hack or anything. So it's very secure, and you can easily own it. It's tamper-proof. Nobody can hack it. So it's basically freedom.
Sure. It's freedom. That's what Rufus says, that it's freedom, it's tamper-proof, and it's safe. And this involves people. You say that probably when you're talking about peer-to-peer, there is no intermediary there.
Yes.
It's between you and the other person on the other end. The only thing that is at the middle is now the technology.
Yes.
So that's beautiful. So let's go back to Paco. And Paco, we will now go back to the conversation on the campaign that you have been having, which is Run with Bitcoin. So again, somebody will ask, what is Run with Bitcoin and what is the aim of the campaign in the long run?
I think we skipped the distinction with crypto.
Crypto.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Yeah. Paco, sure, you can come in and answer that, and then you
Yeah,
will
we jump
now-
into that.
Yeah, exactly.
So there is Bitcoin and then there is crypto.
Exactly.
All right, they call Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency. It's the sun. So let us put it very simple in such a way like you have the universe, you have the sun in the center, and then you have all the planets. Yeah.
Exactly.
Similarly, the sun is the Bitcoin, and all the planets are cryptocurrency.
Okay.
In cryptocurrency, there are a lot of different blockchains. Yeah, we come to the blockchain part, and every blockchain has their own tokens. Be it Polygon, Avalanche, XRP, Ripple, what's the other one?
Ethereum.
Stellar, Ethereum,
Ethereum,
Binance
Cardano.
huh?
Binance chain.
Binance chain. So there are all these chains. What's your chain here? Cello.
Yeah.
So all these chains are there. These all are not at all decentralized. They are owned by a person, by a private company. They claim to be decentralized, and they have their own tokens. So that is cryptocurrency's difference, Bitcoin to cryptocurrency separation. And for the blockchain, blockchain is one of the pillars of Bitcoin.
Actually, blockchain is the technology that empowers all of them.
Yeah.
So the invention of blockchain is now what brought Bitcoin.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we were to draw this on a piece of paper,
Yes.
and we are starting, we are like doing a structure of a house.
Yes.
Then we will start with the skeleton,
Yes.
which is now the blockchain.
So
And then now, yeah, I think that will be
I can explain it to you in a very simple way.
exactly.
So you see the way you have folder,
Mm-hmm.
a folder in your computer.
Exactly.
Let's say you copy a number of transactions that you do in a day today in your office, and then you put them in that one folder. So tomorrow when you come in, you encrypt that folder into let's say a zip,
Mm-hmm.
and then you create a new folder.
Mm-hmm.
So you put the zip into the new folder, and then add tomorrow's transactions there.
Mm-hmm.
So on the third day, you encrypt that folder. Now you have a zip within a zip, and then move on to the next one. So every time you're going to have a new block created that has a copy of all the other files that has been happening by every day.
Okay.
So that's the literally the technology of the blockchain.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
a way
good.
of encrypting data and creating block after block after block.
Okay.
very
That's
well
good.
put. Very well put. That's
Yeah,
very
sure. Then now we can jump into the question I had directed to Paco, where we are trying to understand about the Run with Bitcoin campaign, and also I would like you to clarify why you chose Bitcoin and now not any other cryptocurrency. Like we have several.
17,000.
17,000. We have other stable coins.
Yes.
But you chose to go with Bitcoin, which is not a stable coin. So can you tell us why you chose Bitcoin and what is behind your campaign?
One of the major reasons of why Bitcoin was the fiat, the paper money that we're using. Yeah, paper money is being produced by our governments and by the central banks, and they are printing it out of thin air. That means they're just printing. They have no backing up. They have nothing to stop them, and they're just printing and printing and printing. And that has brought an oversupply of fiat in the world. With that oversupply, we are facing something called as the inflation. It's one of the reasons I'm sharing. There are 100 other reasons.
Yeah,
Bitcoin is like
sure.
a rabbit hole.
Mm.
But with that inflation, the common man suffers. With 8 to 10% inflation every year, you're not getting a salary hike of 8 to 10% every year. You're still caught up in the same thing. And let's say 10,000 Kenyan shillings were given to you today. In 5 years, that 10,000 will become 5,000 because of inflation. 6,000 in fact. Because there's inflation. Bitcoin is deflationary. It's there to fight inflation. And I really believe in the Bitcoin for one reason is because it is not owned by anyone. Nobody owns it. It was found by Satoshi Nakamoto. And Satoshi Nakamoto, we do not know who he, she or they are. We do not know. And just like we do not know who God is, but we still believe in it.
Yeah.
Similarly, this is the thing. And it is decentralized. It is spread all around the world. There's somebody in Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Colombia, somebody in Ghana, Senegal, Australia running a node. There are miners spread all across. It purely is people's money by people. No more third party.
Exactly.
So nobody to control it, nobody to stop it. So these were a lot of factors that were involved in me choosing Bitcoin. My campaign is purely crowdfunded. So I get contributions from the Bitcoin community to continue this journey, to show that there is adoption of Bitcoin. Because everybody talks about trading. Everybody wants to make that money. Nobody wants to understand what is Bitcoin. They're just like, can I make money? Can I make money? And that's where the differentiation is needed. What is Bitcoin and what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency, you can call it right away as gambling. You like to gamble, you have sports bet, you have bit casino, right?
Yes.
You're doing pretty good, but that's the same thing. Someday, some coins will pump, some will dump. Yes, they are solving a lot of utilities. Wonderful. But I think so they can be backed up with Bitcoin rather than having their own coins. So that's why I chose Bitcoin, and I would go ahead by sharing the gospel of Bitcoin.
Yeah, and actually we are wishing you well.
Thank you.
BC Africa, together with our sponsors, betcasino.io and sportsbet.io, we are wishing you well, and we actually hope that you can cover more than 400 countries that you're targeting.
400 days, 40 countries.
40 countries.
400 days. Yeah.
400 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we wish that you can even go to more countries. So I'll go back to Rufus, and I'll try to find out now, how now do you see the crypto industry in Africa right now, or in Kenya to be specific? Because there is a research that was done a few days ago, and it was showing that the adoption rates in Africa have hit 1,200%. Actually, they were headed at the high of 1,500% adoption of crypto. And that led to us doing a survey online to try and find out if this really is true. And we realized that at least 60% of Kenyans own some crypto or are using it in one way or the other. So can you take us or tell us how the industry is looking like in Africa right now?
Right. Okay. First of all, just clarify. That was 60% of the respondents.
Yeah, 60%.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to crypto adoption in Kenya, I would say it has done really well. Paco is a living proof. Like he has lived in Kenya for the last 2 weeks, and he. I don't know if he mentioned this, in his entire mission is spending Bitcoin, nothing else. So if he's paying for food, he pays in Bitcoin. If he's buying something, he buys in Bitcoin. And if it's very difficult, if you can't find somewhere to buy in Bitcoin, then you buy the fiat, you buy the Kenyan shilling, and then use the Kenyan shilling for that transaction. So when you look at the adoption in Kenya, I believe we have come a long way. A lot of statistics that are being done right now are indicating that Kenya is among the top 1 or top 2 in terms of P2P transactions. But when it comes to regulation, it's a gray area. We don't have structures, we don't have regulations that are supporting crypto projects. And these are unlike countries like the UAE. Dubai has already licensed Binance, they licensed crypto.com, and this is accelerating the adoption. So for us, even if we are doing very well in terms of P2P, we still need structures, we need institutions. We would like, let's say, to have a local Bitcoin exchange that is regulated in Kenya. So without that, then adoption may be to be difficult. But when you look at the other areas, in terms of the community, the people, they are growing. Ownership of Bitcoin is really growing so fast, meeting out of people. And in terms of education, I believe that's where we are making the most impact. So personally, I'm running education programs, mainly on Twitter. Sometimes we do it on YouTube. We share education about what Bitcoin is, how you can acquire Bitcoin, how you can grow your Bitcoin, job opportunities in the crypto sector, and so on. So for instance, today we just did a show with Actual FM, and the show was just to tell people about Bitcoin. Here's what Bitcoin is, and this is how you can own Bitcoin. These are the features of Bitcoin, and that's it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you just mentioned that a very important and strong point that our friend Paco has been traveling across the world and he's only spending Bitcoin.
Yes.
this is something somebody out there might feel that it's almost impossible. So I want you to give us some tricks on how you're doing it, and if probably how is the reception out there? Are people receiving these with open arms and supporting it, or are you meeting any challenges down the line? And if you're meeting some challenges, can you highlight some of those challenges that you probably have met while doing this campaign?
Oh wow, yes, definitely. Your matatus don't accept Bitcoin.
Yeah, sure.
I have this. I'll be very clean with you guys. Like sometimes matatus for my transportation, I am really like using fiat. But then in my journey so far, I found a rickshaw. You know rickshaw?
Yeah.
A tuk-tuk.
Heard of it?
Yeah, tuk-tuk. Yeah. The three-wheeler.
Yes.
I paid for it with Bitcoin.
Oh, wonderful.
Anyways, I'll talk to you about what in Kenya I've done with Bitcoin. We went to Betty's Place, a restaurant in Nairi.
Mm-hmm.
That I paid for with Bitcoin.
Okay.
There is a bookshop here. It is in, what's it called? Nuria, along Moy Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
That accepts Bitcoin.
Nuria.
There's a mobile shop that accepts Bitcoin.
Oh, wonderful.
I went to a bar in Matuapa that accepts Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
I paid for my Masai Mara through Benkiko.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know Benkiko?
Yes.
Through Benkiko, I paid for it with Bitcoin. What else have I done here? I'm going to a place in Kisumu. It is a pool place.
Mm-hmm. A pool. Yeah.
They accept Bitcoin.
Oh, wonderful.
So there's Kawali Bar that accepts Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
There are electronics. There are.
Yeah, you see, I was talking about 60%. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can buy airtime with Bitcoin.
Oh, wonderful.
Kenya Power tokens.
Kenya Power tokens with Bitcoin.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Uh-huh.
So a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff you can do with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
In his journey,
Mm-hmm.
this is the 8th country.
Mm-hmm.
So you can literally know that in 8 state countries, he has been using Bitcoin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's proof that
Mhm.
you can live on Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Like it's proof that Bitcoin is cash.
Yeah, and you know, like, let's mention something happening in Ukraine right now. You know, banks went down, systems were locked because all these systems, banking systems, are usually through computers, and I believe some of them got destroyed, and probably they store their data and information, everything on those computers. So they have been receiving funds from across countries, from different countries in crypto.
Mhm.
So this surely is enough proof that this industry came to help and not to hurt. And then probably, have you received any resistance, especially from government authorities, police officers, or have you received any kind of resistance?
Oh, thank God, none yet. Because I keep traveling 2 to 3 weeks in a country and I keep moving. But I will give you good examples. 3 of the countries in my travel have got new rules. One is India. Starting today, they got 30% crypto tax. That means if you make $100 profit, you pay 30% tax. But if you make a loss of $50 on the next trade, you still pay the tax on $100. So that tax just came in today.
Mm-hmm.
Starting today, Thailand stopped payments via Bitcoin. So you can't do payments via Bitcoin. You can buy, sell. There is 0% crypto tax, but you can't do anything. Third, Singapore removed the Bitcoin ATMs. Fourth, Qatar is not really pro on Bitcoin. So there are these. Every country is trying really hard to regulate it, because at the end of the day, it is unbanking the bank. You know, you're removing the money out from the bank.
Yeah, sure. And probably Rufus can jump in and give us some information on why are banks or why are countries having some tough, stringent measures that might be aimed at probably discouraging those who hold Bitcoin and those who want to use Bitcoin in transferring or making payments. Why is this happening? And probably what can be done to ensure that this doesn't happen? That our governments are going to support the crypto and blockchain industry.
I would say it's the fear of the unknown. So as humans, whenever we meet something new, some new technology, our initial response is fear, and that's a good thing. It's evolutionary. It's something that has made us survive this as a species. So whenever you meet new technology, even new people, if you move to a different country, meet new people, your initial response is fear. You don't understand them. you tend to protect yourself. So the same case happens with countries. So in terms of regulations, whenever they see Bitcoin, banks see Bitcoin, the very first thing they start seeing is fear. They don't see the ways they can integrate, offer better services using Bitcoin, provide better utility to the people using Bitcoin. Instead, they start fearing. They feel like these guys are now going to keep all their money in their wallets. They are going to eat into our profits and all that. The thing is, Bitcoin is a new technology. It's an idea whose time has come. So even if it was not founded by Satoshi, I believe personally, maybe somebody else would still have come up with the idea. So with Bitcoin, it's freedom. It brings freedom. It breaks so many chains that were there previously. In terms of transaction, for instance, right now, as Africans, especially Kenyans, we tend to be window shoppers online. You can go to, let's say, Facebook. If you go to Instagram right now, you can see some very nice products, some nice shoes, some nice products that you want to buy, but you have Kenya shillings. So you can't just click buy this item and get this item right away. So you have to go through several intermediaries. Let's say you go to brands like Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, and all that before you actually get the product. Okay? With Bitcoin, it gives you that power. If, let's say, you are somewhere in China, you are somewhere in Brazil, or wherever you are in the world, you have a good product, you have a good service, I can buy that product directly from you. So Bitcoin is permissionless, gives you that power. Basically, like unites the world. Okay? Yeah. So in terms of fearing, I don't think banks are supposed to be fearing these. Financial technology companies are not supposed to be fearing these. Instead, they're supposed to be embracing it. So if you look at other countries and other products and the way they are doing, there's this guy, he's called Jack Mollers. He has a product, it's called Strike. It's a payments processing app. Using that app, you can send, receive Bitcoin free of charge. He doesn't charge you to use his app, but then it empowers you to reach a wider market. But on the other hand, he will charge the merchants. So if you're a business offering a product, you pay a small fee, but then you get global customers. So it basically connects people, makes it easier to do business. It also protects your money and also protects your purchasing power.
Exactly. Yeah. That's really nice. And talking of the fear of the unknown, when we started this conversation, our friend Paco asked me, "Do you own some bitcoins?" And my answer was yes, I own some bitcoins. And then somebody out there might be thinking that I'm a very rich guy, and because one bitcoin right now is costing around what is $47,000. So when I say that I own some Bitcoin, it means that if I own 5, then I'm very rich. But that's what now I want us to dive into. Let's break that down. Can I own Bitcoin worth 1,000 shillings?
Yes.
Can I pay for something worth 1,000 shillings?
You can own Bitcoin worth 1 shilling.
Exactly.
Like I can send you 1 shilling right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the transaction cost is?
Mm-hmm.
Should be 0.011 of a shilling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
0.011
Of a shilling.
Yeah. So that's really very.
That's like 1 cent.
Yeah.
So
yeah. It's not even 1 cent. I think it's less than 1 cent.
Yeah. So we can do it practically. Maybe we should do this later.
Yes.
I can send you 10 shilling.
Mm-hmm.
So technically what it means, it's a second layer of Bitcoin, it's called Lightning. So if you use the main chain, the transaction cost is a little bit higher. It ranges between $1 and $10. 10 is the worst, 1 is the best. On the other hand, on the Lightning network, makes things faster and cheaper. So it makes it possible for you to, in a permissionless way, purchase anything. Like I can buy a cup of coffee using Bitcoin. I wouldn't feel the transaction cost. I can pay for a service online. I can buy a domain. I can donate to an online guide making content. So it makes it so easy to transact.
Exactly. Sure. And then let's jump on to Paco here now. Paco, now can you clarify for us more? Can you give us more information about the Run with Bitcoin campaign and aim? What do you want to achieve in the next 5 years with this campaign?
In the 5 years, I would want hyper Bitcoinization, that everyone is using Bitcoin as a store of value and not your fiat. I mean, even if you have fiat, but it is backed by Bitcoin. Because now it's not backed by anything. But if you ask me 6 months goal, that I can tell you, I would really, really love for there to be a Africa only Bitcoin conference, where all the African countries have these little pockets of Bitcoiners. Here there are these 5, 10 we came across, but excited crypto community. And every, like I got to tell you somebody, Zimbabwe, Botswana messaged me today, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Malawi, Namibia, like all these have, Senegal, Ghana have these Bitcoiners. So all these Bitcoiners come together
Yes.
and host one Bitcoin conference hosted by Africans for Africa. That's what would be amazing. Like to connect all these, because everybody's connected
Yes.
through computer, through your nodes and everything, but they do not, like, that human touch is missing. Once that comes through, oh, it's magic.
Wow.
Because it's time for Africa.
Yeah, sure. It's time for Africa.
Yeah.
And I like it that you have traveled all the way from India to Africa just to give us this message. And we are going to support you fully. So now, can you probably, I can see we only have around 3 minutes. So can you tell us the countries that you have been into so far and why you decided to choose those countries? For example, in Africa, you chose Kenya. Why? Why did you choose Kenya and not another country somewhere?
Okay, it's funny, it's very simple. I was in Qatar, Doha, and I was looking for flights. And Kenya was the cheapest flight, $200. So I come down to Kenya and I reach here, and the first day I'm like, whoa, what's happening? First time in Africa, right?
Oh, wonderful.
So I was like, what's this happening? But after a week I got comfortable, and then I saw you have the best community.
Yeah, exactly.
They're really smart, people are crazy, awesome, very vibrant, hustling community. And I was like, all right, this is it. So I will be moving forward from here to Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, Malawi, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, all the way down to South Africa, then move over to West Africa, North Africa. So I'll be doing all these parts. And so far I've done about 8 countries, as I told you.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And we hope that you will cover, of course, more countries in Africa.
Inshallah.
Because if you check like the list of countries where Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies are doing really well, and if you start to mention them, Kenya is on the list, South Africa is on the list, Nigeria, Ghana, and I want our friend Rufus to also give us a closing remark on this industry and some of the countries he would suggest that you also visit.
Personally, I would suggest he goes to countries without Bitcoin. You know, like for him, I came here, you have Bitcoin.
Yes.
I don't believe he has left as much impact. If he met a guy without Bitcoin,
yes,
tells him about Bitcoin, and gives him some Bitcoin, now that's really something.
Yes.
Yeah. So, in terms of the journey, I've actually been telling him to end his journey in El Salvador. In El Salvador, that would be like heaven to him. Bitcoin
I have to immediately go and
yes.
tender, yeah.
It's the currency, it's the national currency.
It's a national currency, yeah.
So literally do anything, pay taxes, anything you want to do, you use Bitcoin. So if he was to end his journey in El Salvador, that would be one complete journey.
Oh, beautiful. So also let's get some closing remarks now from Paco. You know, before you tell us that, I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and he was asking me, like, instead of planting trees and then waiting for 10 years for them to mature, and then you sell them to earn some money out of it, why don't you invest in Bitcoin? Because since its inception, it has been growing. The adoption has been so massive. Give us some closing remarks.
Oh, you just hit me on the right spot. I feel your friend should definitely plant some coconut trees and some avocado trees, because they will also give him good returns.
Yes.
Because it's land, it's your own land.
Yes.
Because you need food to feed your family.
Exactly.
And get some Bitcoin.
At the same time.
Get some Bitcoin, but have land. I would always, when you ask me between land and Bitcoin, I would say get some land.
Okay.
Because you're connected to the Mother Earth, and you're producing your own produce, and you're not just buying it.
Okay.
Because you're just at the end of the day just buying, right? So it's good to be connected to the Mother Nature. But definitely, like Bitcoin in this, get 50-50% both.
Good.
Nice.
So just one question here from one of our listeners. is that is it worth investing in Bitcoin? Is it worth? So I will direct that to Paco, and then I'll ask our friend Rufus to give us also to help us in answering a question on how to start or how to buy and how to get some Bitcoin in Africa. So those will be the last questions. We can start with
the
Paco.
first one was like, yes, please buy now. Like buy as little as 10 shillings, as they were saying. In fact, just start buying every day if you can buy. And just buy and forget about it. Hodl just like your parents used to buy or save money and forget about it. Buy gold, forget about it. It's similar to that. Buy right now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Paco. Yeah, closing remarks from, maybe it's going to help us in answering that question.
So, at the beginning, I told you I'm a research and market analyst. So, I work with a forex broker here in Kenya. So, my main job is helping people start their journey to financial freedom. So, I teach people about speculating, mainly trading in forex. I teach people about trading in stocks. Stocks is literally owning small pieces of companies. Like literally you can own a piece of Google, you can own a piece of Facebook, Tesla and all that. So in terms of investing, there's so many avenues. Like you mentioned, your friend would plant some trees, and once they grow after 5 years, he sells them and so on. So when it comes to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is cash. You can't tell people to invest in 10 shillings. So what Bitcoin does for you, it protects you from inflation. You know that no matter what happens, there will only be 21 million Bitcoins. Never, not a single digit more. Okay? So if you are trying to protect yourself from inflation, then keep your money in Bitcoin. So if you are saving some money for some future use, buy Bitcoin. Build that position. Build that chest of your purchasing power. But when it comes to investing, there's so many vehicles. You can invest in land, you can invest in the trees, you can invest in this and that. But personally, I train people about forex as well as stocks. So I show you how you can buy a great company, own that company, and then after a while, when the company grows, then of course your investment grows. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So that has been Rufus, Kamau, and Paco Dela, India. Thank you very much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again, guys. And welcome to Africa, welcome to Kenya, and we wish you well in the journey that you are having right now. Karibu.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, you see all these days,